It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018. I remembered 2018.
How easy it is to
It's
forget.
7 a.m. First live show of the new year. And, whew, baby, it's cold outside. I got 2 shirts on.
We get down in the single digits. There's something wrong with that. Just something wrong with it. It was 7 degrees when I left the house. It was reading on the car.
Wow. I think I'm showing around 5 right now. It's dropped again. Mike goes, hi, Jerry. County Judge, thank you, Pendergrass.
Good morning.
We'll be here throughout the hour. We'll be talking with the County Judge. And so, Happy New Year, Scott, Judge, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Had a recorded show yesterday. The girls did the nutrition. And haven't got any feedback. Have we loaded that in yet?
It's going on this morning.
Going on this morning,
Yeah,
so we'll
it'll
be able to
on-
see the January
it'll
1st
be
show
on
with
Facebook this morning.
Paula Bennett and Jacqueline Warren talking about, that was a good show. You ever had celery juice?
No.
And the crowd went silent.
He had what? Celery juice.
Well, it's been mixed.
No, this wasn't it. This was real celery juice, believe me.
Here was the thing, because there's not one thing on that list that I want to eat, but I know it's healthy for you, but I don't know. It's just,
Well, once Scooter gets everything lined out, you got to watch it because Paula Bennett was very, very ill for 12 years. And she has reestablished her health and just her well-being by eating healthy. And she's gone to this diet. She's read up on it, studied on it. It's made a difference. And Jacqueline, her friend, says, I've seen the difference. So, more power to them, and we'll get it online.
Like Jacqueline says, you can do it in moderation. She's saying, hey, these are the best things for you, but, what things in your life do you want to substitute?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go all the way in like she did, but, if you can change a few things, it'd make
But
a difference.
when you're sick for 12 years, and you've gone to doctor after doctor after doctor, you tried med after med after med, and then you find healthy eating, I don't blame her.
Oh, no.
I don't blame her. And she's healthy, looks good. So anyway, check out the January 1st program with Paula Bennett and Jacqueline Warren. And it's a lot of information for nutrition and health. And they're both health professionals, and so they ought to know.
It was a great show, too. Had confetti going, and
That was a cool part.
we were trying to get Dale Bah Humbug over here into the spirit.
I think he finally broke out and started appreciating all the people in 2017.
When he grabbed the little confetti gun and started bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, yeah, he was into it.
He was all on board now.
Jerry jumped, and so did Jacqueline.
Well, of course I did. That's a 22 cal in your ear and wasn't expecting it.
Anyway, it's 2018. I guess I get rid of this calendar now. So
Gonna have to get a new one.
There it goes.
yeah, I'll have to go down to the State Farm office.
I'm just wondering how many times I'm gonna write the wrong date down. I know it's gonna happen. I do
Oh
every
yeah,
year.
it I mean, we're creatures of habit, So, everybody enjoying the cold weather. Can you believe this?
Yeah, you betcha.
Reckon we get rid of the ticks and chiggers and some of them varmints
No.
out there. Man,
No, they just dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
That takes fire, man.
cockroaches and Keith Richards will be here forever, right?
No, but the coffin's gonna be going around town for a while.
Well, there's a lot of people sick. Our
Yeah.
church service on Sunday was really low, and I don't know that January 1st holiday is that much of a travel day. For some, I'm sure it would be. But we were down probably 20 to 30%. And one of the pastors from the pulpit said, we have a lot of people out sick with the respiratory and stuff like that.
There's
So
respiratory, and then there's regular stomach flu.
Really?
Yeah, it's going around.
maybe I need to change the morning prayer. Speaking of which, well, first we got to talk about Brewed Awakening coffee.
I have about half a cup there.
You pretty well lubricated?
Not yet. Getting there.
We're
That's
working.
just the primer.
It's just the primer. Brewed Awakening coffee. Hang on a second. The best coffee in town. If you don't believe me, stop by, have a cup of coffee with us, or talk to Jerry about it. He's down in his 10W30 this morning.
They need a little jingle. We need to work on a jingle for them.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I know just the person to do that.
Every morning. Who's that?
I can't say on the air, but I know the person to do that.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm getting scared. When he gets a bright idea, you and I, one of us, are going to pay
They
for
start
it.
hiding under the table.
One of us will pay for it.
I'm going to Nashville. I'll be right back.
Going to Nashville.
Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you have not had Brewed Awakening, you're not drinking real coffee. 3 locations to serve you: Bomber Boulevard, Baxter Regional Medical Center's lobby, and of course the 62 East Plaza out by Walmart. And Jerry, tell us about our new advertiser for the morning prayer.
That'd be Roller Funeral Homes, and they have locations all over the state. Now, our coverage area only goes to like Branson to Mountain View, so we're trying to figure out what 7 or 10 are in that area, and we're going to focus on those. But
Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect, as you see the logo come up on the screen. Let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, a new year, a chance to do new things, a chance to make a difference in the lives of others. Lord, as I look back at the past Christmas season, I saw happy people enjoying the season. But if we lose that joy and happiness a week or so later, it seems like it would all be in vain. Lord, my prayer today is you grant us the wisdom so we will take the time to know you, the one true God in Jesus Christ. Grant us peace, hope, and love all year. Most of all, let us pass it on. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
amen.
Morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. We appreciate those folks very, very much. And of course, your weather's brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Just because Christmas is over doesn't mean that Sears is not open. They are ready for business on this January 2nd. Check them out for all your appliance needs, tools needs, both woodworking and mechanics tools. And if you don't see what you need in the store, there's several people there that can help you, and they'll get online and track it down for you. And so,
They got a variety. Better turn my mic back up. I was coughing there. They got a variety of. I mean, you couldn't imagine what all they have in the store. Didn't you say they even had basketball goals at one time?
Basketball goals, man. For you, something that probably fits you, they have workout equipment. I think it's
you're
on
telling
sale.
him? Wait a minute. Don't we have this backwards? He
Oh,
wrestles.
this is wrong.
Oh,
Jerry,
see?
no, wait a minute, Jerry. Workout equipment is not a drumstick in this hand, a drumstick.
No, he
drumstick,
works out.
drumstick, you know.
He works out. I don't work out. I'll tell you right now, I don't.
Jerry,
He does.
chicken legs is not a workout.
That's what I said.
Let it fit in the cabin.
There's just something wrong with you guys.
You think?
Just trying to help out, man.
This is going to be a rough year. We're starting out like this.
Jerry told him to work. Woo! That's like telling the Pope to confess, you know. You just don't do things like that.
Well, that particular Pope, we'll get off mic, I'll tell you about that one.
Oh,
And the weather.
weather brought you by your
Moving along.
your hometown Sears store. Scooter, how about some temperatures there? Mountain
got
Home.
Cold.
This sounds like baseball scores. Mountain Home 5, Harrison 7, Hardy 7, Mountain View 10, Yellville 8, Marshall 10, Calico Rock 5, Poplar Bluff 1.
Poplar Bluff, 1
Poor
degree.
Poplar
1 degree.
You know,
Bluff.
you know what's sad is they're going to ask that question. Hey, what's your temperature? And somebody's going to say, we don't have one.
Do you know?
There's
I
something
logged
wrong
in.
with that.
I mean, look at this. You got
What
Poplar
is
Bluff,
West Plains?
West Plains at
Minus.
-1.
Minus
And I was looking at Watford City. My son and daughter and grandson live in Watford City, where they do the pipeline welding. I checked it out. It was either
That's
New Year's
North Dakota, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
North
North
Dakota. I saw one from a friend of mine who lives up there, working up there. It's minus 51 or
Yeah,
56.
it was minus
The other
35
night.
at the time. Right now it's only -2, so they're 7
Well,
degrees
that's
colder
wind
than
chill.
us right
They've
now.
got a heat wave.
Yeah, that's wind chill. Wind blows up there all the time.
But their actual temperature was -35 the other day. I logged into KY3's app and just typed in Watford City. It was -35. Now here's something else, Judge. Humidity 0, dew point 0.
How much was the wind? Phew.
Cold. It was.
It blows.
Again, we got a little bit of time here. We got time to.
Got
Cross
about an
the
We
hour.
got time to
Lines.
wait for Dale to log in to the KY3 Storm Team app. See there? It's a really good app. If you don't have it, try it. So, anybody's pipes freezing up?
Ours.
One thing we need to talk about, though, with the county judge, with our population of golden agers, I don't want to, I mean, I retire. We need to check on those folks. Yeah, look at this. Right now in Watford City, it's 0, feels like minus 22, a humidity of 72% with a minus 8-degree dew point, and a west-southwest wind at 20 miles per hour. Whew. A 20-mile-an-hour wind at 0 makes it a minus 22 chill factor. Folks, that's cold. Take a look at that radar. Once again, brought to you by your local hometown Sears store. Nary a smidgen on that screen other than a little bit of North Dakota that just happened to come down from Canada. Look at that.
I can tell you, if there was anything on that screen, it'd be coming down in white, one way or another.
Well, I think they even had in the panhandle of Florida, they had a little bit of snow going on. It's that cold. Had some family take a little anniversary trip down to Chattanooga. It was cold there. Of course, some other family went up to Kansas City area for a little anniversary thing, and it's just cold all over. Well, let me see. Let me see if I can. I wonder, is it cold in Los Angeles, Judge? Let me add Los Angeles.
I think there's a heat wave coming North Dakota because the northwest corner is warmer than the southeast.
Oh, yeah? Los Angeles.
52 degrees.
California. 52 in LA?
Yeah. 47 at Bakersfield.
I bet they're not riding any wave. Yeah, 53 degrees in LA. That's cold in Los Angeles. The morning we left this several years ago, I was leaving. I had a 7 a.m. flight out of Las Vegas. I was going to Las Vegas, Denver, Fayetteville, Arkansas. And had to pick up the shuttle. The shuttle's going to be at the front door of the Venetian Hotel at about 5:15. So, safety's sake, we got out there, and this is Mountain Time or Pacific Time, whatever it was. So we're standing out there waiting at 4:30 in the morning, Las Vegas time. It was still 97 degrees.
Oh, they can have it.
97 degrees at 4 a.m. And the difference when you go from Vegas to Denver makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
You ever flown out of the Fayetteville airport? I love that Fayetteville.
Yeah, I like the Fayetteville. It's easy to get in and out of, and I've never had an issue with that one. I like that.
I'll tell you what, I was standing.
I'd take that over flying out of Little Rock
any day.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was going with Americans for Prosperity, they said we can fly you. Blah blah. I said just fly me out of Fayetteville. I don't want to go to Little Rock.
Yep.
And it was just seemed like it was a lot easier. But I tell you what, I was standing at the Vegas airport, and the lady says, "Mr. Hoffman, would you want us to check that bag?" I had my microphone cables, everything. I said, "Where did I pick it up in Denver?" She said, "No, Fayetteville. It's yours. Take it." I left Vegas at 7 a.m. their time, and by 1 o'clock Central, I was eating lunch in Fayetteville, not at the airport, in Fayetteville with my son Greg. Very comfortable flight.
So. Awesome.
What are you guys discussing? Oh, let's show that picture.
Mickey's over here.
Mickey, the judge took a picture. Can we get that on the screen? This is
on the way in this morning.
Second day.
There we go.
I think today is the first full moon of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there were some pictures posted to the a moonrise last night, and people said, "Put your coat on and go look at it." Nah. Took that from the car of the seat coming in this morning when I was coming out down on Big Creek. That's looking up from Big Creek.
Nice big moon today, I tell you what. Anyway, we need to take a break and talk things over with the county judge.
But
we got any PSAs?
We could go to Gulf Shores. It's 19 in Mobile this morning.
19 in Mobile?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stick your toes on the sand.
Man, it goes all the way to the Gulf. My goodness.
Yeah, Skeeter, we got January 2nd. You have today at the library, Babies and Books Story Time.
There you go.
That's at 10:30 a.m. And tomorrow there is a noon prayer together, an hourly prayer at the First Christian Church in Mountain Home. And that'll be running all the way through Friday. So if y'all want to gather at noon tomorrow through Friday, have a little prayer at the First Christian Church.
Very good.
Not a bad way to spend the lunch hour.
You betcha. And we have some fine advertisers here at XL7 TV we'll want to share with you now. Scooter?
Be right back.
Yep.
said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant, located on the square in Mountain Home.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business, and God bless.
It is 7:17 on this Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018. Two in a row.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it.
County Judge Mickey Pendergrass is here. Judge?
Good morning. If you think it's bad for you, well, I have to go to the office and start signing papers today. You know,
you have to sign them twice to change that date.
There may be a lot of what's that?
Whiteout
stuff you use. I've got a new pen. I probably get to try it out today. Probably all week. Yeah, I'm doing good. A little hacking and going on, been a lot of sickness going around, but we've survived most of it. And I was a little bit worried. Went to a grandson's birthday party over the weekend and got the message about 2 hours after we got home that both the little ones were sick. I said, oh, here we go. So, but everybody stay healthy out there. Wrapped up. It is cold. I don't think we'll fill any potholes today.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm looking at this radar map, and there's nothing on the map, and how fortunate we are, because a lot of times, Judge, this cold weather comes behind a warm air mass that's turned bitterly cold. You know, how many times have we seen, well, we got the rain turned to freezing, it goes to sleet and freezing rain and snow, and you get that packed down ice, and then you get 3 or 4 inches of snow, and that's when the Excedrin pills start being popped down at Road and Bridge to get the roads cleared off across county.
Yes, 4 years ago, it was. That's what we had. The lucky thing we had this time, and I know my wife got all excited. She looked outside Saturday morning, and there was these fluffy snowflakes that's kind of floating in air. They weren't falling, and she was calling it snow, and I was calling it good, because this was a dry cold front, which is unusual. When we get a very high moisture cold fronts, when we get dumped on with ice and snow and freezing, as cold as it's been, it would have been difficult for anybody to remove it from road surfaces. And we were a little concerned that there was going to be some freezing rain and sleet in the front end of this front, but it was pretty dry, and then all the cold air out of Canada behind it was dry behind it. Now, that may not hold, because January and February are usually our biggest snow months.
Mm-hmm. Scooter, can we put this map on right here? This is the National Weather Service forecast map. and the pinkish areas right up in here in Montana, Idaho, and northern Washington, that's your winter storm warnings, while these others are winter weather advisories across Ohio, West Virginia, Illinois, and Iowa, places like that, Chicago. Of course, a lot of that's Lake Michigan. So, but Arkansas is just holding firm. We still have, even though we had the rains come through, a week or so. What did they come through? The week before Christmas?
Yeah, right before Christmas.
Right around the 20th or so. What did it do with the drought situation?
It was dry in it. It took us out of the very depths of a dry warning area, and I haven't checked the Arkansas forestry map this week. It's usually pretty telling, but it wasn't enough to get us out of the danger zone. And when it freeze dries like it's doing right now with this dry air coming in getting so cold, it is extremely flammable. There were several fire departments that got called out New Year's Eve evening, putting out fires started from fireworks that people like to put out for celebrate the New Year's. I know about the time we were about to go to sleep, we did make it to the New Year. There was a big boomer went off up on the hill, so that doesn't even have the moderate map. That's the burn bans. Go to the that is wildfire. So it's burn ban. They've cleared it off, but it is dry out there because your grass is dead. Your leaves, of course, are taking time to dry out, and it is still very flammable when it gets cold. Even after the snow puts a lot of nitrogen into the vegetation, and it creates a high burn danger. So be extremely careful out there, especially the winds we've been having. It makes it difficult. We had a house fire out in the Midway area over the weekend. 3 fire departments fought it for 5 hours, and at one time they had a 300-foot stretch of the junction at Midway of 5 and 178 was nothing but ice because of the water. That's the dangers of fighting fire in this environment, because I've seen pumpers freeze up and they can't even pump water once they get to the scene. Now, the Midway Fire Department said that they had to go back to the station to fill their tankers because everything else was froze up. They couldn't get into ponds or the lakes, and because it was so cold. So it took them 5 hours amongst the help of 3 fire departments to get this. It was a total loss, but at least they got the fire out. But there was some dangerous road conditions, and that's what happens. So be careful with your fire. That can happen to you. This was a flue fire, they believe, where it started. So
really,
make sure your flues are clean, and because if they're in the middle of the house, they can become extremely dangerous and take your whole house out in just a short time. But it is still extremely dry out there. We're not getting enough moisture to cure that problem yet. And we're hoping that we can get some through here. Maybe that thing that's coming in Montana and Idaho and maybe western North Dakota now will bring us some kind of moisture, but it's looking a little far north to hit us. But we should sure use some. We could use some snow or a good rain. Of course, it's going to have to warm up to get much rain.
Well, the long-range forecast, I think by Saturday or Sunday, we're in the low 40s.
But it's dry. No rain in the forecast.
Well, I'm not buying this one here because this forecast, I'm going to refresh this right here. Yeah, there we go.
A lot of full moon and sunshine. It's hard to imagine looking outside, seeing that bright sunshine, and you walk outside. Oh, where's my coat? Or where's my other coat? Headgear. But
well, let's see. The grocery stores will love me. Sunday, a chance of rain or freezing rain. High near 46. Chance is 50%, but that's a long range. That's on coming up on the weekend. Monday, rain likely, partly sunny. High near 44. Chance of precip 60. So, talking about dry, you can imagine what the woods are like. Skin's dry.
Yes.
Chapped lips, arms, hands, And
I spent time yesterday, and hopefully there's what you do on the first day of the year. You're supposed to do a lot, the rest of the year. I spent a lot of time in my shop yesterday, piddling and unpacking stuff that's been sitting in there for 3.5 years. I've been trying to get it organized. I have a wood stove in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally got all the drafts stopped up. So you know what a wood stove does. On top of the dry air, it dries it out even more. And so my skin's a little dry this morning. Mm-hmm. I didn't use any of that fisherman's lotion or whatever they call it. But it is dry. So with this low humidity, fire danger is going to be high, and I suspect that map will change before the week's out.
Yeah. Well, we need the rain, and we get the rain. It says high near 44, high near 46, Saturday high near 36. I'll take rain at 37 degrees as long as it's not going to affect, the livelihood and people trying to get around, That's the only thing that, people say, do you like something? No, because I've had to work in it and drive in it and all this stuff, and it's just.
Well, a lot of people want to be farmers until it comes this time of year. And you get a cold front like we've had experienced this weekend, and you got to get out in that because you got to break the ice. If you don't have running water, you've got to get feed out, you got to get hay out. Everything's frozen, and sometimes it takes all day. And I remember my dad farmed until he was in his 80s, but every winter he'd say when he'd go through this, it's time for me to quit, it's time for me to quit. If battling the cold and the sun and the snow or the moisture, but it comes springtime, the grass green up, the cows start having calves, he's ready to go again. He's planting a garden. I mean, but it gets hard on you for those people that have livestock and have to take care of them this time of year. It's a chore, and it's got to be done. How did they do with the hay this year? With all the spring rains? First two cuttings, I think they had a tremendous hay crop. Then it turned off dry after that, and some of them that I know of had some good pasture ground that grew up
after they cut twice.
Yeah, before it got too dry, but then it dried out and took a lot of the moisture and protein out of the grass, so they lost a lot of their grazing because of how dry it's been since July.
So did they have to start feeding winter hay early?
Sometimes they do, depending on where they have enough pastures to rotate between. And I don't think not only with just livestock, but with wildlife, I've heard some people say there was a big acorn crop. I'm loaded with oak trees on my place. I did not have a big acorn crop this year. I saw the deer, especially. I always have a large group of squirrels, and they disappeared, and the deer have been grazing grass for 2 months, and they're usually still. So I don't know what the turkeys are eating, but it's tough out there. But this cold air it doesn't help them. Burns up a lot of energy. I know you guys got excited when I told you that a while ago about my wife reading to me that 15 minutes walking in this cold air is worth an hour of workout in an athletic club. So you just jumped right outside and went and started walking, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that right off the bat.
So it takes, but the point is, it takes a lot of energy to be out in this cold. Time you wrap up and the body is generating heat to keep you warm, and that's why livestock are out in it, and animals are out in it. They generate a lot of food to stay warm and survive in this cold weather. So,
wow,
15 minutes.
That's
all you got to do. Out in the cold.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Jerry, we'll time you.
Hey,
just go run around the building from now until about 7:43.
Give me my wallet. You can make the McDonald's and back, can't you?
That's right. I was out there from
Pizza's
6
just
to
down the road.
6:20. I overexerted myself. I did 20 minutes.
Was you standing at the drive-up window and that?
No, I was running around the yard getting a horse and water busted.
Ooh.
It wouldn't take it long to freeze back, did it?
No, it don't.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing about keeping your faucets dripping. You got a steady flow of fresh water going. And I know a lot of people that had pipes busted up.
And a real problem for sure right now for especially the livestock producers is that it's been so dry that they're losing the pond water. We have farmers in danger of their ponds going dry. When it gets this cold and it freezes, it'll freeze it solid and it'll dry the pond quicker because it's frozen, and then you have no ice to chop because it's all ice. There's nothing under it because the ponds have gotten so low. That's how dry we are. It's unusual for our ponds to get that low, but there are some farmers right now that's needing water hauled.
Really? Man, that's pretty dry, and it's winter.
And they freeze dry, and that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
What's that do to the roads when it gets, 0 and minus?
If that cold gets down deep, doesn't it damage that roadbed?
Yes, if it freezes down, depending on what's under it. And a lot of our old roads don't have the proper base underneath it to support it, and it pumps that clay up. You know, people talked about for years, if you've grown up in this country like I have, you understand is that the rocks grow in the yard. This is what causes it. When it freezes and thaws, it pushes those rocks at the top. Well, it's doing the same thing in the road, and then you've got weight running over top of it that's pumping it, and so it'll pump the moisture that's in the road. And a lot of times clay, you'll see clay come to service. We may have hauled tons and tons of limestone on top of it, and your clay will come oozing through. It's because of the heavy weight is pumping it up. It doesn't have the support under it, and that's what causes the ruts and creates the soft spots. Freezing and thawing is hard on it.
Where my dad grew up in southeast Missouri, extreme southeast Missouri, just on the Missouri side of the Arkansas line. Those up at Butler County, Missouri, just right there at Neelyville and Naylor. There's an area. There's one road called State Line Road. It's a dirt road, runs east and west right there off of Highway 67. But they had one road in the day they called the corduroy. And like corduroy pants. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? The road in the wintertime would break through in the thaw and had no foundation, so they took railroad ties and mounted railroad ties in part of that road, and they called it corduroy because we go across it. And that's how they supported. They put those big old railroad ties for a couple of miles in there. They called it the corduroy.
Yeah, we sold a couple of graders that crossed that corduroy. Your undercarriage is wore out. It reminds me of in late 1983, 1984, we bought a house on Ball Tom Ridge and Clark Ridge. A ridge my dad thought I was crazy for moving down there. He said it exists for one reason, that is to hold the world together. And but I saw the next door neighbor that I was going to have who lived there at that time. He said, you'll learn in the wintertime to choose your ruts carefully because you're going to be in them for a mile. Well, he was correct. If it snowed and it went to freezing and thawing, you drove in, except where the solid rock was exposed, which is quite a bit on that road. But at that time, the road, we would develop ruts because it didn't do any good to grade it. Rock would just go down and you'd be in your ruts for nearly that whole mile to get there. So luckily we've got beyond that in our road building over the last 40 years. But that was interesting. I thought he was kind of nuts, but he turned out to be correct.
Coming up on 7:33, it's time for another break. We're visiting with Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. Scooter?
Be right back.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys, and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
It is 7:36 on this January 2nd, 2018. I'm 3 in a row.
You're doing good.
Now, tomorrow will be 2017 again on January 3rd. Visit with County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. And how about a little politics? You want to talk a little politics?
We can talk about politics. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2018. Now we're going into a political year, election year. We'll have primaries,
midterms,
general elections, the whole bit of.
I have already spoken.
I look so forward to it every 2 years.
I was with the governor and first lady at a very nice Christmas gathering, and we talked for a few minutes. And of course, Jared Henderson's announced on the Democrat ticket. We're going to invite Mr. Henderson up and talk. Jan Morgan announced over the weekend she's going to challenge Governor Hutchinson for the Republican nomination. But and then we have Mark West, who's the Libertarian candidate, and so. And I asked the governor, I said, well, Governor, I said, whether or not you have a primary and Mark West is a viable candidate on the Libertarian ticket. And so my concern is, I would assume that between the Democrat, the Republican, and the Libertarian, that the governor should carry 55% of that vote, providing he gets the nomination on the May 22nd primary. But if Mark West does better than what we think, if he pulls 5, 6, 7, even 8%, Jared Henderson could be governor. Don't you think that the Democrat nominee would be guaranteed at least 40% of the vote?
No.
You think it'd be lower or higher?
It depends on the candidate, and I don't know. I've read his name, and I don't know him yet. I think I've read some on, don't remember him, but it's not necessarily true that he can get that much, because you could have what happened in the presidential election. That side could be split between the Libertarian and the Green Party could split more likely the Democrat vote. The Libertarian the Libertarian is more likely to split both votes. So it usually brings down both sides. I don't get that deep in the woods, especially yet. I'm just thankful that the next time that I run this year, and I have announced that I will be seeking re-election, but it'll be for the first 4-year term for county elected officials this year. It will be my last campaign as I plan right now to carry on some programs we're doing. This governor's race, as well as some of the congressional races, are going to get interesting in Arkansas this year, some of the legislative races. What I would recommend everybody do, and I saw this last night, sitting there, and I get YouTube videos from Ted. If anybody's familiar with Ted on YouTube, I don't agree with a lot of what they put on there, but they had the mayor from the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, did a program. It's about 12 minutes long. And he described his election the last time when he ran for mayor of Tulsa and what he was going to. He said, we need to bring our campaigns back from the sharp right or the sharp left and extreme both sides and start talking about the issues and what we should be doing and what we plan on doing instead of about our partisanship because I'm this side or that side.
You're right.
I am, and I make it very clear, years ago when I got involved with the county committee of the Republican Party in Baxter County, and I served as chairman for 3.5 years, but I told them when they elected me that I am a Republican because that's most closely believes with what I believe. I'm not a Republican because of what they believe. I am a Republican because of what I believe. They are the closest things to my thoughts. If they leave that, and they are in danger at times doing that, I'll leave them quickly. And I won't be involved with that because my standards, my morals, and the things, that ideas that I have will not be ruled by the partisanship of a political party. And we need to get away from that. Some of the things I see also, and I watch a lot of stuff on Twitter and Facebook, political stuff. If you don't do it, and I deal with it every day in my office as well. If you don't do it the way that I think it ought to be done, and this thought comes across from people so many times, then you did it wrong. If you don't do it by my calendar, my schedule, then you did it wrong. There's no room for us to work together to find a common interest because we got these extreme sides, and now we have the nonsense we have going on the national and state politics. Hopefully that doesn't, it has been in the past, but it doesn't come down to the local level as bad as it is in those levels. But we need to talk about the issues. It's one thing to say what you think ought to be done. It's one thing to stand up and say, well, you wouldn't do this. For instance, I believe that abortion is murder. I don't care for what reason it's done. Either it's murder or it is not. There is no gray line for me on this subject. I'm a very extreme right on that subject. But I am sensible enough to know that that's not going to fly at the State House or at the National Congress because there's too many extreme thoughts in other directions on that. They're wrong, and I'll be glad to be the first one to tell them they're wrong. But I can't get that written into the Constitution. So I have to be able to work with people. I have 11 quorum court members. I have 6 other elected officials that I work with in the county. I get word back from them that this is the best the counties have run because we talk to each other. We work with each other. We have severe disagreements. Believe me, we have severe disagreements. But when we walk out of that room, the best interest of the county is what we're after, and we'll go after that. I've had ideas that they've tried to shoot down. They've had ideas that I've shot down or tried to, but we try to do the common, and that's where every government level should be. But that's where I'm coming from, and it's easy to get out there on this wing and say it should be done this way. It's another thing to get into office and do it. And anybody that serves in office, no matter the political party, unless they're extremely radical on either direction, they're going to have to work with other people. Just because that's the way I think it ought to be done, don't mean that's the way it's going to get done. And I'll be glad to tell you what I think, but I also have to be able to make the engine run. The engine's got to go. If you don't have coal for that engine going into that, pulling that train, the train's going to stop.
True.
So you got to be able to work together. So where do you want to go with this politics now?
Well, I want to see us come together. I see Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi on TV, and I think, oh my goodness. But then I see Mitch McConnell. I see other things. Just work together. Correct. I mean, I don't care what subject matter it is. Let's work together.
Well, they need, instead of circling the wagons and protecting their inner group or their severe liberal thoughts or whatever, or severe right-hand thoughts, instead of doing that, they need to figure out what's best for the country. What is the best interest for us, the people that elect them that are residents here? That's the way the Constitution was set up. They have forgotten how to do that. I see signs every once in a while that's happening, and I know the president wants that and tries to do it. I wouldn't do it the way he's doing it by any means, and I wouldn't say the things he says by any means. But there comes a point when you have to make a stand, but you still got to work what's the best interest, and somewhere in the middle there is the best interest of the country. Using the military as a social engineering club is ridiculous. And they're more apt to go out and protect some minute minority because of their personal beliefs that is going to destroy the military. That's just one example. Let's do what's best for the military and best for the country. Let's not worry about what's my side says or your side says. Let's find the middle. And I'm as stubborn and as my mother used to say, just like a mule, and I'd argue with a fence post. So I learned well because she could do the same thing. But there comes a time when you get in these positions of where you're working for the people that elected you there, then you need to work for what's best for them and not get away from this circling the wagons and protecting my side.
Well, this tax cut that the President and Senate and the House has come through with, there's a lot of I saw Nancy Pelosi said this is a disaster. What did they do in the last 10 years? What did the Democrats do in the last 10? Did they do anything?
The problem I have with the National Democrat Party right now, Democratic Party, is just what you said, what she has said, what Chuck Schumer and others have said. They're against this because Paul Ryan's for it. They're against this because President Trump's for it. That's not the way you operate.
No.
You can't come in and be anti-this, anti-this. Hey, the people elected Donald Trump as president. They met the rules of the Constitution. He is the president. So let's take his best ideas and let's run with them, and we'll all benefit from it. But that's the problem I have with that is they're circling the wagons. Not one of them voted for the tax cut. I agree totally with this bill. I don't understand it. I hadn't studied. I'm not an economist or a tax advisor by any means. But what Paul Ryan said will be the proof in the pudding. If I see it in my paycheck and you see it in your paycheck, as he said, everybody will see it in your paycheck. We will judge those people by what we see on our paycheck. If it's true, they're all liars. If it's not true, then we need to look at what they said. But that's the proof's in the pudding, and I like the way that Paul Ryan put that as Speaker of the House is, hey, you're just going to see it in your paycheck, and then we'll judge it.
Don't you think with a little bit of tax relief, and there was, well, it's for the rich, it's all these big businesses. When you've got multi-million and billion-dollar corporations at a 35 and 40% tax base, you're talking what, 400,000 of every million. So why wouldn't I try to find cheaper labor in Mexico or China or something like that to save the 400,000 or however much? It's not about. When the rich people save money, they hire blue-collar people to come to work. Not everybody's going to be making $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year. Someone's going to be making 30, 40, 100,000, something like that.
And it takes everybody on that spoke to make this thing run.
Right.
If I don't have...
but if you relieve that tax burden, it gives them more room to hire more people.
It does, and I'm not jealous of what they so-called corporate or rich people getting a break. I remember doing, my wife and I have a corporation. We'd go to pay our taxes every year, and we see if we owe that much in taxes. Where's the money? I'd like to have some of it. Yeah. And we're not alone in that. There are people and small business owners just like us that are saying and asking the same question. If I have made that much money, how come I don't have any of it? How come I'm not paying for this? And so I think that's a big help.
But don't you think, Judge,
what they come out with saying that this was not going to work, and then these big companies come out and say we're going to do this, give these bonuses, and hire this, and bring this back, they're proven to be wrong, because these companies are going to take this money and use it. If we don't have the wealthy and the corporations making money, there's no reason for them to be in business.
Right.
And there's no reason for them to hire you and me to go to work.
Well, when, what was it, Nissan? Was it Nissan that went to Smyrna, Tennessee? And they had looked at Arkansas. They looked over around Marion, Arkansas, along I-55 over there. But then you had your tax base. And I think the legislatures even looked at, okay, if we can get, was it Nucor or Big River Steel? Wasn't there a tax incentive promised if they come in?
Big one. But we have
the legislature acknowledges the fact that we've got to have a tax, what's the word I'm looking for here? A tax bill or a tax relief to get business to come in. The taxes are too high.
We have the same thing right here in Mountain Home in Baxter County. We have passed resolutions through our Quorum Court to help the Arkansas Economic Development Commission help businesses expand. We forgive them our sales tax on products they buy with these particular programs. If they build an expansion onto their business and it's brick and mortar, we will exempt all those materials used to build that expansion be tax-free. We do it in the city, we do it in the county, and we do it in the state. So they save 8.5% to 10%, depending on where they're buying it, on that product that they're building the business with. In return, guess what we get?
Yeah, you get
jobs.
Yeah, you get jobs.
And when you get jobs, these people go down to the local grocery store, the local convenience store, and buy gas and groceries, and they pay tax, and they pay the sales tax and all that. So if you bring in 20 jobs, if you bring in 250 jobs, all this is growing, and then you have the building industry, the real estate industry, all of that gets involved, and it's just amazing how that works. But the property that some of our manufacturers sit on and some of our major corporations is owned by county or city. It's tax-free, but it keeps them here, and it keeps thousands of people employed. If those businesses aren't here and aren't employing our people, and hats off to those people that we have that have a little wealth among us that take a chance and go out on a limb. And I can name some of them right here in town that have done that and brought jobs back or created jobs. If they did not have the money or didn't have the incentives, it would never happen.
Time for a quick break. It's 7:50 on this January 2nd. Scooter, one more break, please.
Be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon. Your White River Getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River Getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
If you want the best...
It is 7:54. We're finishing out Down on the Corner program for this January 2nd, 2018 program with the County Judge of Baxter County, Mr. Pendergrass. A little over 4.5 minutes, Judge, and we talked a little politics, and And I agree. It's time to come together. You know, the extreme left, the extreme right. We got to come together for the people. And I'll be doing some radio fill-in work on here in Arkansas this week, and that's going to be my primary focus: is come together.
And that's good. We need to work with what's best for the entity in which you're elected for. And I don't want people to misunderstand what I've been sitting here bloviating about. I do have my standards, and I will make my stands. And there are certain lines I will not cross, and I will make that fully. So we get that out of the way. But there are many things in the middle there that we can all work together to agree on to make the country work better. You know, I don't know how you could not look at where the country is right now from where it was 12 months ago and not say something's going on, and somebody and something is responsible for that. What the tax cut bills, the people that are opposed to it or for it, the proof will be in the pudding. You know, 3% GDP growth for the last 3 quarters.
Well, look at unemployment. It's lowest in 17 years.
It hasn't happened in, 10 or 15 years for 3 quarters, or maybe since the 80s, 3 quarters in a row. But and I remember those times. I remember in the early 1980s when President Reagan started, we all hated him because things were terrible. We had a drought. The financial markets went crazy. Interest rates were unbearable. And I bought a house in the middle of all that.
Ooh, did you get on that 20%
in 1984? Yeah, no, it wasn't that near that cheap back then. But we gathered from that and what the good things they were doing after that because of the programs they put into place, and I can see a lot of that happening right now. The only thing probably concerns me is it's happening pretty quick.
Yeah,
but I think that's a mindset, and that's the thing I tried to relay. I'm not that smart. I'm not that educated. But the mindset you put into your group that works for you and the support of people around you, that when I came into office, I demanded 2 things of the people that work for me. And I didn't expect their loyalty, and I made that very clear. The loyalty is to the people who pay our salaries. Mm-hmm. But don't steal from me and don't lie to me. Other than that, let's go do our work. But those 2 things I will not tolerate. And from there on, we can find a way to get things done, and you go out and try to do that, which we have the last 5 years tried to provide best for our employees and the best for the county. And you're going to make people mad because you didn't get their subject done, you didn't get their road done, or you didn't get those things. That's part of it. You have to make choices, and sometimes they're tough. And congressmen and senators and whoever else it is needs to learn to operate like that. You have to make choices. You can't do it all. Mm-hmm. You don't have the time, resources, or people, but let's make those choices and work together. I agree with that, and that's the better. All of us would be better off for it.
Okay, I'm looking at the stock market right now. We're still at 24,719. It's been changing. What the market open at 9 o'clock New York time?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
It's coming up on. It's 7:58, 4 seconds here. So about a little
pre-market. Somebody asked a question on one of the talking shows Saturday. They think you're going to hit 30,000 this year, and there was a lot of pushback on that. There will be a correction before that happens. Yeah, that gets a little bit scary.
Yeah,
Think about it's going that high the next year, 12 months. Yeah. But it has run up so fast since through the last year.
You know, General Motors holding strong at 41.
I don't know. It could, because those corporations start getting that money back, then they can start.
Well, look at Baxter at 64, 64. That's not
bad.
bad.
The value does go up.
Yeah, and maybe the country can start paying off its debt. There you go. And that's what the plan is not to add to the debt, but hoping the economic activity improves enough that we can start paying down debt and deal with the entitlements. And don't deal with them too much, because I'm fixing to start drawing them. I'm old enough. You know, when it starts affecting you take a different outlook on things. No, that's got to do what's right.
We better say goodbye. We got 25 seconds for Scooter to hit all the buttons. Thank you, Judge, for being here. Jared,
thanks for having me.
We will
Happy
be back
New Year, y'all. Stay warm out there.
You betcha. Scooter, take us home. Be back tomorrow, everybody.